Diecast Pod.
Folks, welcome to Werewolf Radar, the world's premier paranormal preparedness podcast. My name's Jordan Dahl.
My name is Roger Norquist.
And we're still looking for Nate. He's out there. If you've seen him, report him to bfro.net. Today's episode of Werewolf Radar is brought to you by the Monstrocom 5. This blood-cooled, semi-organic, iron-forged gaming platform will take you places you've never been, places you never wanted to go. Just attach the neural call sack and make sure not to game for more than 4 hours at a time, lest the elaborate fantasies the Monstrocom 5 visits upon you from some mercurial plane become your prison forevermore. The Monstrocom 5 by Monstroco. Remember to eat.
Now, may I start this episode?
I wish you would.
Or would you like to? All right.
No, please, get in
then.
there. I'm freaking out for it.
I went to the place we always chagrin on going to, but it's a good place. I wanted to find some just...
Kmart?
Kmart. I went to the Kmart of the internet, Reddit.
I like Reddit. Oh,
I like
God.
Kmart.
I gotta stop
it has a little
saying it.
Caesars in there.
It's gonna come up if I ever get a job somewhere. They'll be like, here's a recording of Jordan saying he likes Reddit.
So on Reddit, I've been scouring. It's a good place for first-hand accounts of experiences of the paranormal, taken on face value, of course. And do a little sussing. You know, sometimes it's just for internet points. You realize this happened to me, and everyone clapped. But these and the paranormal are sometimes a little bit more frightening and very more realistic on how I would act. I found some in the post on our paranormal called Scariest Paranormal You've Experienced That Still Haunts You to This Day.
Ooh.
I'm looking for posts that have, they have the nightmares that we have, but only we have them because of Monstroco work. These are not caused by choice. So 4 months ago on this post, a Haley's 1026 gave her first account of a babysitting ghost encounter. Let's go into it. I once babysat my two cousins, brother and sister, along with my little brother at their house one summer. Good for these children to have a house.
Yeah. They got a nice house in Cape Cod.
Yeah, they still had to be watched, but they owned a nice house in Cape Cod. I was downstairs on the computer in the main room when the brother and sister started fighting. It all began because the brother was snooping on his sister's phone and called their mom using the other house phone. Shenanigans, child shenanigans.
Shenaniganery.
He quickly ran upstairs and locked himself in the master bedroom using one of those old-fashioned metal locks and keys to get away from her.
Wait, what?
So, I'm picturing this house now has like a video game style key that works on the master bedroom.
Sure, you're missing the blue key. I'm thinking, like, this. What is this kid, a medieval dungeon master? Why does he have an iron lock and key?
I think it's one of those old aesthetics to the house. I think you might be right. They're in a Cape Cod old America type place, and this is one of them fancy houses with a blue key. And you have to find the blue key if you're going to save the princess. Anyway, this kid has the blue key and he's locked himself in the master bedroom. As I ran upstairs to stop him from getting a beatdown, the sister SWAT team kicked open the door, breaking the latch, and just about got him.
Damn.
Until I... Right?
She almost dropped his ass.
Could you imagine locking a huge door with a metal key only to have both your sisters kick open this door?
Yeah, that's wild.
Knowing you're going to get your hair pulled. You're going to get scratched. You're going to get punched in the nuts.
Yeah.
My sister fought dirty.
Yeah, as is the purview of the sibling. Yeah.
Such as the purview of the sibling. So they broke the latch. She just
broke the law, really.
Yeah, broke the door. There's going to be some splaining to do. Until I split them up and told her to go to her room next door and dragged him downstairs to sit with me and my brother while I went back on the computer. Then, all of a sudden, I heard a similar kick to a door and thought, what the heck is she doing up there? The boys looked just as confused because it was such a loud noise, and we thought maybe she was still tripping out. So right away, I ran to the bottom of the stairs to yell at her to calm down. But she was already there at the top of the stairs yelling, "Tell RJ to leave me alone and leave my door alone." My heart
Hmm.
dropped when I told her. No one came up there. She turned back to the wall and slid to the floor, screaming in horror.
What? Okay, because somebody opened her door?
Someone banged on her door. So let me
Scary.
paraphrase this
I understand.
somewhat clumsy-ish writing. You're not a professional, no
I
worries.
get it.
Yeah, we have no one was in the middle and someone banged on something in the middle and both parties yelled at each other about it and then they realized, "Oh, we didn't do this."
Scary.
I ran up there shaking and brought her down slowly, trying to process how the hell that sound was made when she was the only one upstairs. Finally, we got down. I told the boys to get outside, and we all sat on the front steps waiting for our grandmother to show up.
That's weird.
She investigated the house and tried to say that it was just a truck passing by.
A truck passing by, Grandma.
Come on, and it hit a house.
Hmm.
But
I think that somebody was upset that the girls kicked the door open.
Ooh.
They're like, that's my door. What if I did it to you?
What if it was the grandpa and he was like, "Did you just destroy my
Yes.
door I made by hand?"
Dude, it's the same wavelength, bruv.
For years, when they moved out, my cousin's dad finally fessed up.
Oh,
The previous owner, who was an old man, had fallen down those stairs and broke his neck and lay there for a week before anyone found him.
a week. That's sad.
And our theory is correct, or our theory, we don't know if it's correct. Our theory is it's correct.
We did it.
Us and the original poster, correct. They think that they pissed off the ghost for breaking the bedroom lock.
Yes.
So he went and broke her door.
Yeah, how about that? What if I broke your things? See, sometimes there's a level of agency to being a ghost that I don't enjoy. It's like, ooh, so he's just hanging out then? Just hanging out?
I think by choice, and he might be like doing
maybe he loves it. Maybe he loves hanging out.
It's like he has and I think this is something that I see in ghost stories a decent amount to make it a trope, if you will. But he literally has like his ghost routine, perhaps. Like he goes downstairs and has a ghost coffee that forms, reads a weird ghost paper from the 1920s that they can sometimes see.
Wow, cool.
I believe
like Beetlejuice.
Yes.
But not as spooky.
Like the cartoon show, yes, not the movie. The movie's too much. It's too spooky
it's too
for
spooky for me. Oh boy, that Beetlejuice.
Oh. When he makes them all do the dance and they're all in sync.
Oh, they're dancing. It's supper time. You'll get tummy aches.
Exactly. This next post is from one Impossible Gangsta.
Impossible Gangsta.
I live in a house in Sacramento.
Probable prankster. Sorry.
Don't worry, I said the first sentence wrong. I lived in a house in Sacramento when I was 17 with just me and my mom. One day my cat died in my arms from cancer.
Oh no.
Oh, this is
You were right there. Do something.
CPR. This is the perfect time. I was devastated. Yeah, the next day, I came home from school and the air was thick and everything felt off. Then things started to happen. Footsteps would run up and down the stairs and stop right at my bedroom door. Oh, wow. I would hear someone crawling around on the floor when I was trying to go to sleep.
Someone?
Cabinets would smash shut out of nowhere, and you would always feel like someone was watching you with intense hate. Okay, so maybe not a cat. Jordan, you've actually owned cats. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Being stared at with intense hate?
That's pretty accurate.
Sometimes I could feel fingertips graze the hair out of my face when I was trying to fall asleep.
Now, that's important because cats don't have or shouldn't have fingers. And I know that's a pretty bold statement,
Yes,
but
especially
that's
from
the way I
someone
feel about it,
saying that you
you
were
know?
willing to draw furry art.
Yeah. Well, look, I've been caught in one of my many lies. Uh,
Cats have fingers, Jordan.
certain cats have fingers and they use them to jerk off other cats. I get that.
Sometimes I would feel fingertips graze the hair out of my face when I was trying to fall asleep. I had dreams of an angry man with his dog yelling at
Oh,
me.
whoa, because of the cat. They don't like a cat.
One time I heard the loudest growl at the foot of my bed and
And
then a
that's scary.
flash of bright light that lit up the whole room.
Crazy.
And then in all caps, but then the most horrible thing I will never forget. I was laying in bed at 10 p.m. trying to sleep for school when I felt spooked. I opened my eyes and dozens of hands and arms are
Scary.
coming out of the ceiling in the darkness
Terrifying.
towards me.
Come on.
I closed my eyes and felt like the whole world stopped spinning for a second. I opened them and saw the hands still. I screamed as loud as possible, but it felt like screaming in terror for so long, begging for my mom. She finally came to check and the hands were gone.
Hmm.
This was horrifying. When I left for college, my mom said she woke up to a bright light in my room.
Hmm.
Then everything went back to normal and nothing ever happened again. The end.
Wow. That's pretty buck wild. This has to me vibes of like, you know how they used to say that like the big theory was that poltergeist activity was something to do with the developing brain, kind
Yeah,
of.
teenage shit, specifically
Yes.
emotional girls, but I think that might be
Yeah,
somewhat
yeah, yeah.
sexist because it happens with boys
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nobody ever figured out if it happens or not,
It
but
happens, Jordan, and we
um
were right. It was the grandpa the whole time.
but this gives me vibes of that. This sounds like somebody who is having pretty,
Poltergeist activity.
yeah, like almost like a mental illness to the point where it's like manifesting because of their burgeoning psychic abilities. Yeah.
The hands is one of my worst fears. I don't know why that is, but like those creatures in the Sons of the Forest, too
Oh
many
yeah, yeah,
hands,
yeah.
and they are the worst thing for me to fight when I play that game.
Yeah. That comes up a lot, that motif of seeing like hands and arms reaching for you, specifically after you wake up. I think it might be a big, I'm not trying to be particularly skeptical today, but
But it's needed.
I think it might be a big component of sleep paralysis when people wake up
Yes.
and they're kind of hallucinating.
You see the old
Um,
hag,
yeah,
maybe
hands.
hands.
Or maybe, honestly, we know so little about sleep itself that maybe these are entities and that's the way that we experience them. And because we don't have an explanation for it, we've turned to science to be like, it's a science. That's a science happening.
Fair, fair. But to the people who say that, let me ask you this. Where do you go when I sleep?
Where do you go? What happens to you guys when I go to sleep?
So I'm gonna wrap up my segment. You know, three is a magical number.
Three. Oh,
This next
what a
one has the
number.
most upvotes, is kind of how I dictated these stories. I think it went somewhat well based on that, you know. This next one is from Angel Ivy 777
Oh,
and is another babysitting story.
aw,
Regular babysitters club up in this episode.
truly.
I have handfuls of small occurrences, but this one will always stick with me. I was babysitting my cousins pretty early in the morning. They were still asleep, so I was having breakfast and quietly watching TV. All of a sudden, one of the little doors from the TV console popped open, even
Oh,
though it should be impossible because they're child locked.
oh.
I thought it was weird, maybe just a little fluke, and closed it. But right as I did, the baby monitor I had with me started beeping loudly from low battery.
Uh-oh.
You know what that means?
That means that we better get out our EMF readers. We're gonna wrap up this phasmophobia level in no time.
Yep, it is a mare.
Ooh. Goo.
Even though the mom handed it to me from the charger earlier, so we should be fully charged. It's typical ghost shit, draining batteries.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely made me jump, but I still tried to stay logical. But when I put the baby monitor on the charging port, it started going crazy.
Oh,
It was all loud static that also sounded like voices, and then it was quiet. Quiet until I heard a man's heavy breathing coming out of it.
yikes.
At that point, I was frozen until I realized I need to run to the baby's room because what if some freak was actually in there?
A freak with a microphone.
Big breathing fetish. I like to breathe on babies,
Ugh.
which is something you probably shouldn't do. You're going to get that baby sick.
Hey, you stay away from that baby.
But there was nothing. And the baby was sleeping peacefully in his crib. The young sister was also still sleeping in her room.
Hmm.
I called my mom and let myself freak out with her. After that, nothing happened, except one time I saw something go behind the couch.
Hmm.
Of course, I thought this is the sister trying to scare / prank me. So I came around and said, I know you're back there. But once again, there was an empty space.
Okay.
And she was still in her room, sleeping. Of course, things only happened when I was there to babysit and did not happen when I was not there to babysit.
That's a spooky ookie.
That's a spooky ookie one. One of the comments on that one says, honestly, props for you being a badass babysitter and checking out the room where a possible stranger could be.
Well, you got to. Yeah, that's part of sitting on the baby.
No, I deal with babysitting like I would if I worked at Target.
Yeah.
That baby's not worth enough for me to risk my life. What's that baby worth? Maybe $50?
I think a healthy baby will get you several million.
Show me the buyer.
I'll show you the baby. There he is. His name's Terry. It's a unisex name. You get that for free.
Thank you. I'm not going to pay extra for a name, especially a unisex baby. Or name. Sorry. Anyway, that's my segment.
Okay.
I'm gonna call it Paranormal Sticking It to Me.
Oh boy.
I'll have something better by Monday. Sorry, everyone.
Well, I have been coming across this thing on the TikTok and all over the paranormal social media networks.
It is a fun community to be part of. It is wild on both ends, skeptics and believers.
True. Yes. There is a phenomenon happening that people keep referencing this thing called shifting. I've seen a number of videos and like TikToks and Instagram videos marketed to me that are like, I shifted last night. Oh my God, that face when you shifted. I started looking into it, and what do you know anything about shifting?
If I'm to understand it, it would be entering like a new dimension, essentially, like
That's what
entering a new way of perceiving the world. Thus, again, my face would be this.
The Google AI overview it's a term used to describe the belief that people can alter their reality by using visualization and intentional focus. People who practice shifting claim to be able to move their consciousness into a desired reality, or DR, through rituals where they can go anywhere they want, real or imagined. For example, some people claim to have shifted to fictional locations like Hogwarts or the Marvel Universe.
That's pretty cool. Blend the two together, have Wolver Potter.
Sure. Hogmarine.
Yeah.
Hogvarine. What wizarding house is Wolverine a part of?
Wolverine's with me. He's a Hufflepuff.
I think he's the which one's the Badger? Is that Hufflepuff?
I have no idea. I think so. My lady would slap me right now, just right upside
there.
the head.
Ask her which one's the Badger.
She left. I think it is I think it is a Humble Door or a
Yeah, no,
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff. Yeah, because the other one is Gryffindor.
Okay, two
Um,
non-Potters
yeah,
discussing it.
he's the Badger one, and he's like the toughest one in this loser house. They're like, "You got a problem with potions, bub?"
He's fighting for all the teachers. They're like, she's a nice lady.
She's a nice lady, bub. Start looking into the shifting thing, and
Yes.
I guess my first question is, what universe would you pick, Roger?
Oh, out of any possible,
And you can change it every day, just right now. Where do you want to go? What's your first
I'm
one?
going to the lands between.
You're going to Elden
I'm
Ring?
going to Elden Ring. Here's
Oh
why.
boy.
I started off weak, but now I'm strong. I
Now you're
get it, you
strong.
know?
That's a good point.
But
But I
that would
will
be
say
mine
that's
right
a
now.
horrifying
It's
universe.
a hard universe, but I don't have to eat. I
Mhm.
fail and I just come back to try again. You know,
Mhm.
no real downside other than I lost 600,000 runes this
Sure.
morning, but that's
Sure.
fine. I can get them
Look,
again.
look, that's life. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie in the accomplishment simulator.
C'est la vie in la terra dentras.
Yes, yes. This on the surface, this sounds like just another way of describing imagining things. It's like
Yes,
you're imagining. That's called the imagination.
which is strong.
That's what they had before television. This is reading a book is what you're thinking of. And you should try reading a book because it's even crazier. But obviously they're into Harry Potter so much that they want to go there. And who wouldn't, quite honestly? Harry Potter, I think, is a good first universe,
As
you
not
know?
even a fan, I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind going to the wizarding world.
I think I might get a lot out of it because I can't see what's coming because of the
Dude,
different things.
we would be the most delighted rubes if we shifted right now to the wizarding world. They would take such
Absolutely.
advantage of us and we'd be so
Absolutely.
amazed.
Yeah. So I started watching a video about it called I Spent a Day with Reality Shifters. It's an Anthony Padilla video on YouTube. I don't know who he is or care who he is. But that's it's
Sounds
got a
an
lot of
interesting
views.
video though.
And I was watching it, and it's people talking about their experiences and how they do it. And they mentioned something called the Raven Guide. So I'm gonna show you guys a couple of guides to instigate shifting for you. This is the Raven method. Number one, try the Raven method to shift reality before bed. Enter another world while you stay comfy. Raven method shifting is named after the starfish position that you make when you lie down to shift. Your arms will look like a raven's wings spread out. So you kind of do this.
But you used
But why?
starfish to describe it.
Yeah, right?
Can't I use starfish method instead?
You can if you like.
All right.
Your legs will look like a raven's tail feathers. Since you usually use the raven method before you go to bed, you can quote, shift reality, travel to an alternate dimension, also known as your desired reality or DR, in your sleep.
Okay.
Number two, create a magical space for yourself.
Like
So
salt or more spiritual.
I'm thinking a lot of wands and flowers and rabbits and like top hats strewn about the place, cards everywhere.
What if I was to tell you
Mhm.
that instead of a weapon, me
Mhm.
and my lady keep two wands underneath our couch
Expelliarmus.
that both launch fire because they're loaded with flame paper.
Funny, funny.
So I'm ready for this, is what I'm saying. I can create
I
a magical
have
space.
all I have if somebody breaks into our place is a big wooden knife and fork that hang on the wall.
Dude, I would be so frightened if you came at me with that.
All cereal mascot. Ah, I got a big hunger for justice. Yum, yum, yum. Give me some. Give me some. Half naked, just waking up.
Oh, that's the clip for this week.
Get over here, you rascal. Okay, so create a magical space for yourself. Go to an area that's your perfect retreat, like your bedroom. Draw the curtains, dim the lights, and close the door to avoid any distractions. Add some special touches to make a sanctuary that supports shifting. For example, light a candle with a woodsy scent that reminds you of a library in Hogwarts.
Okay, like something similar to where you want to go. Like for
Mhm.
me, Probably something rotten flesh.
Yeah, you would smear dragon grease on your
Yeah.
blade. While it's not required, decorating your room in a special way or creating a relaxing atmosphere can help you focus on your DR. What's that again? Desired reality.
Yeah.
Play special sound effects to ignite your imagination.
That's solid.
For example, listen to audio of ocean waves if you'd like to transport yourself to a pirate ship. Or you could do, in place of the Hogwarts theme, the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. As you're trying to go to sleep, just blasting it.
Or I was thinking for me, because I want to enter the land in between of Elden Ring, the sound of those tarnish make who are screaming on the crucifix.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. Oh, God. This is more and more. This is seeming like a terrible choice you made.
I don't think so. I think I'm ready to battle the hand of Mikola.
Pull out comic books, novels, or posters as extra inspiration. Well, are you going to sleep or what's happening here? Your comic books and posters, are you just supposed to spread them all over your naked body?
This is starting to get weirdly sensual.
Yeah, I think when they turn the lights down. Close the door, turn the lights down.
But
Tonight, my lady, we're gonna imagine we're in Hogwarts.
I do think, though, we are going with that to where it's a sensory deprivation or overload.
A little bit.
So,
or
like,
a
even
sensory narrowing to
Yes.
one specific thing.
So even if you open your eyes, your eyes are then filled with that image or that motif or theme.
Mm-hmm. Play clips from your favorite show or read lines from a book you absolutely adore to get you in the right state of mind. This is it's visualizing. It's almost like a mantra. You just keep thinking about this thing. Number 3, writing your shifting script. This is a thing they mention a couple of times. And I actually have one. I have a script that we can look at.
Now, I'm a modern man who refuses to write. Can AI write this for me?
If you want to have AI's personalized DR.
Maybe.
Outline who and where you'll be for the ideal trip to another reality. Describe how you'll look as well as any special abilities you'll have when you shift. Then write about where you'd like to travel. Maybe you'd like to spirit yourself away to the MCU. On the other hand, you might want to journey to your own unique dream world. Take out a shifting journal and bring up a Word doc and create a bio for yourself. Draw a self-portrait or generate one with a service like Art Breeder, little advertiser for advertisement for Art Breeder, or a Pinterest board to help you picture your ideal world. Create a list of the friends and relatives who will be your allies. So here we go. This is a Marvel script template. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
What's your Marvel name?
Captain Blaster.
Captain Blaster.
And I carry just one big gun over my shoulder, not a cannon.
We'll get to your powers. Okay. What are some aliases for Captain Blaster?
Blasty McBlast.
Okay. What age does you appear to be?
72.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Where do you live?
Canada.
Biological sex.
Morph.
Yes, please.
Do I have to answer, or can it be?
Prefer not to answer.
No.
Occupation.
We'll go occupation. Logger.
Logger. Appearance. Hair color.
Short. White.
Eyelash length.
Long.
So long. Teeth shape.
Pointy, baby.
Face shape.
Wait, should I be typing this into Dolly?
No. You should have, but it's okay. Face shape. What shape is your face? Square. Skin type.
Wet.
Skin texture is next.
Oh. Scaly.
Scaly, wet skin. But is one of the questions.
Thick with 2 C's.
Thick with 2 C's. Okay, powers. What's your power?
Okay, so I carry a gun over my shoulder.
Now, is it like a handgun?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
It is
and
a
you look
Magnum
real
five-shot
small,
revolver. I look very small.
but your actual size.
A- And then I bend down a little bit, and my foot pulls the trigger.
Okay.
So anyway, I guess blasting's my power.
Right. Sure. The blasting gun. Weaknesses? Do you have any?
I have 7
Okay. Uh,
peanuts.
there's a hygiene section. Perfume,
Oh, Manscape.
body odor,
Manscape.
teeth. I already said sharp.
Oh yeah, sharp.
Clone. Things your clone will do and things your clones will not do. Basic world alterations. There are 4 billion people in the world. Global warming and animal extinction are under control. There is no racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, and ableism. The whole world is liberal, is one of the basic world alterations. No COVID, Ebola, and any diseases. Donald Trump doesn't exist. I like this one.
I'm gonna go with the one I always do
Some
when I
parts.
get confused when people don't. If I have to have a world alteration, I would like to go no Holocaust.
That's a good one. I'm sometimes I think of going like, you know what? It's just me and people I know.
That's like super Holocaust.
No, it's a different because it's a different world. You're creating a different space. You're not destroying a space here.
Oh, then I'll go with
Dress code isn't a
Bearstein
thing.
Bears.
All of Gen Z understands our humor, and we have TikTok. It's one of them. The
Guys,
options.
they're broke. Everyone's so broke. It's okay, everyone.
Basic shifting alterations. I never get lost in places. I always have the maps of the places I'm going memorized automatically. My eyes will automatically open up once I enter my DR. I remember every little detail from my DR when I come back to my CR. I think that's current reality.
Yes.
I will pick up from where I left off when I return to my DR. I know how to use the LIFA app. What is that?
I'm looking it up right now. I'm on
Okay.
Apple though. Is that
L
okay?
LIFA. Well, I think it might be a fictional app that they've made up. Whoa. What is the LIFA app? The LIFA app is an app that can only be found in your DR or WR and can be used for whatever you may need. The only limit is your imagination. There are many forms of LIFA, the most common being the app, and of course, but there are LIFA journals, lockets, bracelets, pens, watches, and so on. What can it do? Again, as I said, the only limit of what your LIFA can do is you. But for the sake of this post, I'm going to list a few of the main features that majority like to include. Main menu.
It has a
Features.
4.6 out of 5.
This option allows you to alter any existing feature or add a new feature to your ad. Check in. This option allows you to check in on your CR alternate self and see what they're doing. So I have come across this a couple of times where it's like your clone. You remember that clone thing we mentioned?
Yeah, my clone is basically multiplicity 4th clone.
Great.
Still bangs my wife, but he's a little bit childish.
He's a little dumb. Yeah. So apparently the ultimate goal of this is that you like swap bodies with your clone and you spend your entire time in the MCU or the HCU, the Hogwarts Cinematic Universe, or the MHCU, which is a blend of the two of them. These are the 3 options. There's a shifting/realities option on the LIFA app. This allows you to shift between realities at the click of a button. There's a manifestation option in the app. This allows you to spawn anything that you want, whenever you want. You can make use of a text box, a search option, or connect it to a social media platform. It's up to you. It is also possible to set a specific time and place for that object to spawn. However, some people connect this option to a special cabinet, for example, where everything they manifest turns up in there, like almost like an inventory. You got wardrobe, room design, wallet, food delivery, and then a whole bunch of info on how to script your app. Wild. So yeah, there's a LIFA app in if you end up in an alternate reality, a DR, a desired reality, you should download the LIFA app and learn how to use it.
Now I did download it. My
Nice.
universe is the BCU, the Blaster Cinematic Universe, and I will go by
great.
Captain Blaster. If we meet each other, no,
Okay.
I'm the one with the gun.
I'll see how that build is going for you at that point. Be like,
I won't.
do you wish that you would have come up with something else?
No, all
Can you
points
can
into
you
gun.
still hear? Oh, what's in the gun? It just keeps getting bigger after a point.
I put nothing into strength, so I can't lift. I can't move.
Whew, it's actually carrying me. I'm getting an engine put on this thing. That is just the tip of the tippity tip of the iceberg on shifting and the reality shifters that walk among us. I looked up some actual shifting stories. Didn't really come up with much. Most of it is in like on like TikTok stories and stuff. There's a couple of blogs. This person says shifted to my DR for a week. I shifted to my DR without a script, and I feel like learned a lot. And I came back to write this post. And after I've posted this, I'll be leaving again. Problems
Okay.
I faced while shifting. My eyes were opening on their own, literally twitching open. And to me, this isn't bad because really my DR room is the same as Thai reality. It would be a hindrance. What it felt like. I've never experienced symptoms so strong. I think it's because this reality is so similar to my current reality, so I could really visualize everything down to a T. At first, it was tingles and twitches. Then I could feel my body swaying like I was made of water. Then I could feel my body change. It started in my legs and worked upwards. Super weird feeling, like being wrapped in elastic. My eyes got really heavy, which again was weird because when I shifted, it was like 5 p.m. and I wasn't tired at all. Then I got some pains in my chest, like
Ooh.
tingly, stingy pains, as well as in my legs, and my toe was twitching violently, like just one toe. I could physically feel my toe moving back and forth, and it was kind of funny, TBH. Then my toes stayed bent back, and I remembered the sigh method that this is a good thing, so I felt super happy about it. My room got super cold and windy, and I got excited and told myself to remember to focus on my breathing. There were tingles all over my body and legs. My eyes got so heavy. Everything came into focus, and I could blink, but my eyes were closed. I could see everything, but I knew my eyes were closed. So I kept going, knowing that I had to fall asleep. The whole time I was affirming, and instead of focusing on the weird stuff my body was doing, I was focused on breathing. The shifting. When I, quote, woke up, my body felt so good. Like I felt as if I just ate the healthiest breakfast and ran a marathon. It felt so, so healthy and happy. I didn't realize I had shifted yet because my realities are almost identical. I'm older in my DR and I finished school.
Good
Okay.
for you.
Well, there's a bunch of stories like this. I won't tally here too long, but check out some shifting firsthand things. The Lifa app. There's that Marvel script. I do want to finish out the Raven method just to
Yeah,
tell you.
please. I also have a Chat GPT's
Yeah.
desired reality, and then Chat GPT if it was a Klingon,
Oh,
and then Chat GPT answering the same question on its desired reality if it was one of the alien species from Host,
I feel
the
like we could
movie
go
written
on and
by
on.
Stephanie Meyer.
Oh, okay.
I'll
That'll
put
work.
him in our Discord. Join our Discord.
So the fourth step is you meditate to start your shifting ritual in your room. You picture a bright light or a magical energy flowing through you to raise your vibrations. When you're in an elevated state of consciousness, you can access other planes of reality. Place a raven figurine on your altar in honor of the Raven method. As you look at it, you can meditate on how you'll fly away from this world and travel to a new one.
All right. Let's do it, Jordan. Me and you flying
Number
together,
5.
starfish style.
Aha! Listen to your favorite subliminals. Hypnotize yourself with messages that mentally prepare you to shift. There are tons of subliminals for reality shifting on YouTube. For example, you can wind down and listen to one that helps you shift to your DR overnight. One subliminal might tell you you're a divine being that can transcend this plane of existence. Try guided meditations that incorporate binaural beats. I think they mean binaural, maybe? No, binaural? I don't know.
By
Oh no, it
Nile?
is aural, two tones. I see. Two tones with different frequencies. I've actually seen these. These are pretty interesting. They are known to trigger hypnotic states. Lie down in the starfish position or the raven position. Count to 100 while reciting affirmations.
Okay.
Repeat the same message or announce a different one like I am nearly at my destination. Think about the number 1, recite an affirmation that gets you excited about your journey into a new world. Think about the number 2, do the same thing. For instance, you can say to yourself, I am on my way to an adventure that will transform me as you count from 1 to 100. Announce an affirmation after each number. Visualize your DR or desired reality while you count to 100. Say your affirmations. Free your imagination and let it roam wherever it likes to. Let random images of your desired reality flash in your mind's eye. Reflect on how you'll feel in your DR. That marathon and breakfast thing sounds pretty good.
This seems like very legit hypnotics. Like
It does. It really
hypnosis
does.
takes so long to do, and it's such a tedious process to trick your brain as such.
Think about how all five senses will be triggered during your adventure. As you get closer to 100, or after you finish counting, transition from just visualizing what your DR will look like to what it will feel like to wander around it. For instance, imagine the heat between your palms as you conjure a fireball and the amazing sense of victory feast after defeating vicious monsters. Think about supernatural senses that are unique to your DR too. For example, maybe you can hear the thoughts of all your spellcasting classmates or see auras. Reflect deeply on the relationships you're craving in your DR. Maybe you'll picture embracing an attractive royal you rescued from
Ooh.
almost certain danger.
Ooh, Jordan, you could be a queen.
Already am.
Nice.
In my own up here, I'm ruling the county, man. Number 10, focus on symptoms of reality shifting. Once you feel some telltale signs, you'll leave your CR. All shifters are unique and reported all different kinds of symptoms. While one shifter might experience a falling sensation, you might see an angel number.
Okay, gotcha. A mystical repeating number that returns to you or
While the
something.
symptoms might feel unusual at first, you'll become more familiar with them as you continue to shift. Keep your eyes closed until you drift to your DR. Return to your CR when you're done shifting.
No.
There's another method that's much shorter. Would you like to hear that?
Yes, because I do have
Things to do.
learning problems, so my ability to follow instructions needs a shorter option.
I understand. This is reality shifting on aminoapps.com, and this was by Riley Weasley, who I
Okay.
think we can all picture what their DR is. This is the Estelle
Batman,
method.
right? Okay.
Step 1, get in a position. You can lay however you want as long as you're comfortable. Step 2, play a song. While this song is playing, you're going to imagine slow dancing with someone from your desired reality. It can be anyone, your significant other, best friend, enemy, anyone. Step 3, imagine when the song ends, imagine the person from your desired reality letting go of you and saying, "It's time to go home." After they say that, they will lead you through a door. Step 4, affirm. Once you are inside the door, you are going to do I am affirmations. I am shifting to my desk reality, to my desired reality. To my desk reality. I am in my desired reality. Don't know what a desk reality is. That's something new.
Is that like job? Like a weird way to say your
Maybe.
job?
Maybe. I don't know.
You kids with your weird phrases.
Step 5, finished. When your vision goes black, you can open your eyes. You should be in your desired reality. If you aren't, don't lose hope. Shifting is something that takes time, not something you do perfectly on your first try. Good luck.
I
So
think
there
you
you
got
go.
it.
That's some shit about shifting. That's the name of my segment. Shit about shifting.
Bravo, good name.
Shift on a shingle. That does it for another episode of Werewolf Radar, folks. Thank you for coming and joining us. Thank you to Nate Balding, wherever he may be. We love you. We miss you. Shout out to Chuck from Snappy Little Numbers for our intro and outro song. Check us out on Twitch. Check us out on Patreon. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out. That's right. I still call it Twitter. I'll never stop.
I don't
Check us
think it
out.
does anything else. It just is Twitter.
Check us out on Threads, werewolfradar.com, IG, all the shit. We're around, baby. We're around.
Just Google it. But best places are Discord. It's where we're actually active.
Oh yeah, check the Discord.
And you
Why
can
don't
find
ya?
the link in our YouTube description, along with other links that Jordan mentioned.
Yeah, truth.
But hit that subscribe and follow.
Hit the subscribe, hit the follow. Until next time, our
Oh,
sign off line.
we actually
What?
have a patron shout out. It's the end of the month,
Oh
Jordan.
shit. Oh shit.
Thank you all for
shit.
supporting us, new and old patrons alike. Let's get it down for the month of June.
Let's get it down.
Nick Bailey, Spooky Appalachia, Phil Corridor, Michael King, Melinda Metz, Janet Bravo, Dylan Gutierrez, Bob Ryan, AWOL51, Amanda, Tobias Livingston, The Most Well-Prepared Dead Guy, Necrophil, Marcelo Duran, Major Consequences, Elliot Broder, Alicia Coy, Cheesebota Doom, Abby Klaboo, Ryan Flint, Jake Specht, Curian Soldier, Dean Malik, Dakota Vincent, Brian Ely, Adric Hinkle, Egon and Felix, and our Lord of the Bunker. We all bow to Spectacular Copper. Thank you all very much for supporting us. If you haven't yet, make sure you put your address in your Patreon.
Give me that Addy.
Give us your address because that's how you get the merch Jordan designed.
Give me that Addy, Daddy.
So think about it. You don't have to. We appreciate the support, whatever you do. And if you can't, support us on Patreon. Like Jordan said, 5-star review helps us out wherever you're listening to. And on our YouTube, follow, subscribe, hit the bell button, comment this week. Cheese is good.
Cheese is
trigger the lactose people.
We want to hear what your favorite cheese is. Mine's pork salut.
Ooh, you know what? Mine's Tillamook cheddar.
Nice. An excellent cheese by a fine establishment.
Thank you.
On the count of 3, our sign-off line. 1, 2, 3. Punch the sky, Spaceman Joe.